grew up as a Catholic. So I was Catholic probably until the early 70s, and kind of became churchless for a while out of college. And I met my wife, Linda, and she and her family were coming to church at the Beatitudes. And when I met her, she introduced me to the church, and I went to a few services and really enjoyed the message from Dr. Nelson. His very intellectual sermons and his teachings, and I really enjoyed that. We ended up getting married in the church back in 1976, and we joined very shortly thereafter. I think Linda was already a member, and I joined as well. And we've been in the church ever since, off and on mostly. We were involved quite a bit in the early church when our children were born. Kids went to school here, did Sunday school. They were confirmed here. They were actually both married here too, our two daughters. We really enjoyed it. They've had children now. They brought them occasionally. And it's been a very, very interesting journey. I've really enjoyed being in the church and being involved. When the kids were in Sunday school, we were Sunday school teachers. We got involved later on with ushering, and we did communion service preparation, and did quite a bit of the behind-the-scenes type work, which was very interesting. Didn't get to attend a lot of services when we were Sunday school teachers, but it was still very rewarding working with the children. And they had a very nice program, and just really enjoyed being with the church, coming as often as we could. Church holds interest to us because of the diversity of everyone here and everybody's thinking, and it was a lot more free thinking than when I grew up as being a Catholic, because there's so much dogma and Catholicism and pretty rigid. And at the time they were, from a science standpoint, my background in education is in science, and I felt that this church had a lot more science background, was more tolerant of free thinking. So I really stayed with the church because of that. Through the years, we've been involved off and on. We were away for a little while, and then we came back, involved with a lot of the interim ministers when Dr. Nelson retired. And I was really impressed. My mother was in an accident, and she went into the hospital. And we really weren't attending regularly at that time, because doing a lot of traveling, a lot of work. And came to her hospital room one day, and there was a card from the pastor of the church who would come to visit her, and I didn't even know the church knew that she was in the hospital. So that was a very touching moment from my standpoint. And the church has always been there for us from that perspective. Recently, staying with the church and gotten a little bit more involved. Ushering has been our main thing. Again, some of the behind the scenes, but then out front type of service so that we can greet the people. And there have been a lot of new families coming in. It's been very gratifying to see Pastor Tony bring in the new families and the messages that he's been providing the congregation. So I think Pastor Tony's been good for the organization and for the congregation, and we're going to keep coming.